Welcome to the Bobby Dupre Show, presented to you each Thursday morning at 7 a.m. And of course, you have various manners of obtaining the viewing or the listening. And KSLO for 36 years, almost 36 years now, has had the Bobby Dupre Show on. And KDCG television here for the past 11 years. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we use the cable companies to transmit the show. The signal. And we also use the internet very heavily. Mm-hmm. So there's no reason why you shouldn't watch the Bobby Dupre Show. Some kind of way you can get to watch it. And, you know, some, over the years, people that live away from our area visit their mother, father, maybe in the nursing home or at home, or, and they look forward on the weekend to seeing the Bobby Dupre Show. And we like to hear from people like that. And
let's remind them the times. It's, you know, on television on Thursday mornings at 7 a.m.
Right.
And on Sunday afternoons at 3 p.m.
That's correct. And then, of course, on the internet, it is archived, and you can see it 2 weeks from now. If
Whenever you want.
Somebody tells you something about someone that you know of, and you would like to get the article yourself, listen to it, watch it, then you can...
Or download and print pictures or email them to your friends.
Yeah, that's correct. The pictures too. So a lot of things, we are able to reach a lot of people all over the world, and we look forward to it. In fact, we're going to be talking about parler avec des nouveaux amis. On a fait quelques jours passés ici à Zaplousas. A few days ago, we made pretty good. My French came out pretty good.
Wow.
And I hadn't practiced it. It just,
it just came out.
It's natural. Just a shame that I probably should attempt to speak more often. But when I'm with someone that speaks French, I'll make a few lines of French and keep that. It's twisting that tongue. It gets that's what we all say in those of us that speak mostly English. But we were able to meet some people from France, and we'll get to that a little bit later. We lost a very, I guess, long-time, well-known, very influential person in our community. And of course, I'm speaking of Miss Frances Haynes.
The matriarch of the family.
Of the family. She and her husband founded Williams Funeral Home. And from that, they've also formed Williams Life Insurance Company, and provided a place where friends could depend on good funeral services, good attention to the family. And
because they knew the family,
they knew the family. Mm-hmm. And when people died for many, many years, this was the choice, was Williams Funeral Home. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, we have friendly competitors in the Opelousas area, but they have really established a name for themselves. And she was always the one that in the background in recent years, she was still very, very active. Mm-hmm. Her sons, her 4 sons run the business. Mm-hmm. She has a daughter, but the daughter lives away from here, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember when they were on Laurent Street, no, that's Academy Street, right near the corner of Academy and Vine, they had the funeral home there. And I remembered seeing Miss Williams there as a youngster. And then, of course, they built the nice funeral home that they use now. And then right in the front on Academy Street, they have the facility of the life insurance. Mm-hmm. And just people that participated. She was always participating in the community activities. She was a renowned school teacher, very, very successful as a school teacher. And her brother, Mr. Emerson, was a school principal at the old J.S. Clark High School here in Opelousas. So the whole family has been heavily involved. And of course, Chubby heads up the group, and we know Chubby. He's participated nominated and he ran for state representative. Didn't win, but he ran a few years ago. And he serves on the American Bank board here in Opelousas and all of its facilities
and you
across
and I have
the
gone to a lot
area.
of different funerals there over the years, but of course when our friend Gene Lobby had passed away, we got very much involved with the funerals, all the preparations, and they were very nice and very kind and did very nice.
Speaking of that, a funeral that was held there this week was Mary Broussard Simeon, and that's a person I call Lil Joe Simeon. It was his wife. And of course, I had sat with him after she died. We had breakfast together and we spoke, and you know, I offered my sympathies and made a little contribution to helping the expenses. It's very expensive today, so those of you that haven't purchased a funeral arrangements, Williams Funeral Home, of course, headed up by Pat Fontenot. Pat Fontenot and his staff offer the services, and you can buy the pre-needs from the Williams Funeral Home. And Mary had a lot of illnesses over the years, and I had met with Joe and Raymond the week before, and I knew it was imminent that the hospice had been called in, and she was transferred from the hospital to her home, where most cases today end up dying at home with the family surrounding them. And I thought the funeral was going to be today, Wednesday, and actually Joe called me last night to thank me for my contribution, and said everything went well. In fact, he says Monsignor Derouin has a tremendous memory. I said, why you say that? Well, he says that's where Mary was buried. The church services were at Queen of Angels, and Monsignor Derouin says, well, I remember you, Joe, you were with Bobby Dupre one night for a supper that we all attended. And so he was, you know, it made him feel good that Monsignor would remember him. This is probably 2 or 3 years ago when he first came to Opelousas. So a little plug for you, Monsignor. He watches our program.
Good morning.
And Mary, of course, was a local young lady. She was a Broussard. And little Joe, I said, I don't, you know any of her members. He said, well, the Broussard Zydeco band that's so popular, he says, that's her family. So
very good.
Our deepest sympathies. And of course to the Williams family, our deepest sympathies.
How about a couple of sponsors? Let's go with the Piggly Wiggly, the Three Little Pigs. 2 locations in Opelousas, 1 in Simsport. Right now they got leg quarters at $5.99 for a 10-pound bag. They got fresh ground beef. The family pack's $2 a pound. And they've got pork steaks, the big family pack, lean and meaty, for $1.49 a pound. The Pig knows best. You know, Halloween's coming up next week, next Wednesday, so if you're looking for some candy and all to hand out, they got a whole bunch of bags of that as well.
The Pig.
The Pig.
You bet.
How about one more?
Yeah, you bet.
Let's hit Dixie Storage, all your storage needs, personal and commercial, and throughout St. Landry Parish, Port Barre, Opelousas, and Washington. They can help you with little bitty units, bigger units, climate-controlled units, if you got to put your boat or your RV in there. They've got big warehouses for lease as well, where you can back up with the big 18-wheelers to upload all your stuff, not data,
merchandise.
stuff. Yeah, and they've also got railroad spur access as well. Certified scales with their affiliated company there in Port Barre. If maybe you're trying to go through and want to get your stuff weighed out as it's going or coming from your warehouse, they'll do inventory control for you. They've also got their sister company, A+ Glass, with locations in Lafayette and here in Opelousas. They can do all your glass work from cars to houses to commercial.
I've got a little bitty chip in my windshield. I've got to go, they provide that service. I've got to go over and meet Shane over there and get his technician to handle that for me.
He can hook you up.
That's correct. We have some pictures to talk about.
Where you want to go? Tell me.
Well, let's go to another death that took place. Edward Lonclos, better known as Blue Mule, and 69 years old, not far from my age, an avid motorcycle rider, and again, possibly have been in his company, but I can't replace him. But he was riding a trike, and of course you all that watch my program regularly know that I just 2 weeks ago picked up a Honda trike. I owned the Honda Interstate, and I had it triked out, as they refer to it, over in Troop, Texas, right near Tyler, Texas. And of course I purchased it through my friend Eddie Manuel at Manuel's Tire Service, although it's Acadiana bike sales is within the Tire Service building. And it shows here that Edward was riding his trike, and for some unknown reason ran off the road on the left side and got killed. And he was wearing his helmet and all. And that is the third person in St. Landry Parish in about a two and a half week period. The previous one was Sunday a week ago, just a week and a half ago.
Near Eunice.
Right near Eunice, and that was Bellard and Carla, her married name.
She's a Barra.
Barra. Prudham Barra, Jean Prudham's daughter. And they both got killed when a vehicle pulled out in front of them.
This one, maybe he heart attack or something.
Maybe, yeah, could have been a heart attack or something. He must have been in pretty good shape, because it shows here that he was a truck driver. So generally, you feel you're in good shape, but sometimes you don't know. You think it's indigestion or something, but it's not indigestion. It's the heart that's having some problems, and it goes unnoticed. Undetected. And you got to get the detective, that cardiologist on it.
That's correct.
That's correct. And I got to see my cardiologist next Friday, by the way.
Dr. Mickey.
Dr. John Mickey in Lafayette, Louisiana. So anyhow, we have
show this photo, Mark.
Very interesting pictures to show you, reference to the funeral services. Right. And you showing what, the motorcycles?
The motorcycles, huh? All lined up.
This is the motorcycles all lined up at the St. Landry Catholic Church here in Opelousas. Sabia Funeral Home, handled all the arrangements. Large services for the wake. And then you also have another picture. What happened to your other picture?
My picture's MIA, as they say.
Missing in action.
Yeah, boy, and I want to... Let's just keep rolling. Just keep rolling. Keep rolling.
Okay. Then to kind of remind everybody that rides motorcycles,
right,
and whether it's a trike or a regular two-wheel motorcycle or scooter. You see a lot of scooters around town, economical. Here is the back end on my new trike. And what did you say earlier? Who could see that?
Said Ray Charles
Ray Charles could see that bike. I bought the light bar, about $1,200 extra, $1,200 extra. But it just lights up so well.
That's insurance. Make sure that they see when Santa's driving down the road.
And then I bought this bike used from Tim Heinsohn. Used to own Barney's Cleaners here in Opelousas. Now he owns Barney's shooting range and gun show and all that, and all the equipment he sells to the police departments across the South here. Anyhow, that was the first picture. Was the back end of it, and the front end has 4 lights at the bottom, and then the 2 headlights, and then the signal lights also light up.
We're going to go to a 1-minute break on TV and radio, folks. We'll see you on the other side of 1 minute.